Singer 319K, in situ, needle thread tension. We take it apart, then what? We put it back together again. Hi gals and guys. This is an impromptu film that was instigated by a lady, nice lady from South Africa, asking about the video that I did on the Singer 201K where I did an in-situ cleaning on the needle thread tension device. And the lady was asking if it was the same for the 306. And it is. It is very similar. And so that's what this little video is about. I thought, you know, there's probably a lot of people that have that question, but you never know. So here it is. We're going to get started, and I hope this is helpful to you. Thanks for viewing. The most important thing about this stud right here that I'm pointing at is that that slot is horizontal. So anytime that we're doing work on the needle thread tension device there, we want to make sure that when it goes back together, that is in the horizontal position, because it isn't. Then we're going to have to take it all apart and put it back in the horizontal position. So, and here is the screw that allows us to remove the entire stud pin, the whole thing, if we undo that screw. I'm not going to do it because that's beyond the scope of today's time here, but what I am going to do is take this apart. So what I'm going to do is take it apart, put the parts down on the towel, and then we'll have a look after we get them all off. This one is really interesting because right here is a little nub, and the other side of that little nub, or post, stud, the other side goes into the number dial holes. So anyway, first I have to push in the number dial, and then the pin on the inside comes loose from the number dial holes, and then I can undo this screw. The screw won't undo if you don't pull that out of the way. And then the number dial comes off, and then the washer, the lock washer, which has the nib that is always pointing toward the sewer like that. So we'll wriggle that off. And then we have the famous beehive spring, then the plus minus indicator that has the crossbar, which is where the stud pin contacts when we raise the pickup lever to release the tension on the thread. And then when we put the pickup lever down to start sewing, the pin comes off this crossbar, the spring pushes it all back, and it tightens up, and now it's ready to sew because the thread won't slip. So that's maybe more talking than we needed, but you got it anyway. And then next are the 3 discs, whoops, pardon me, towards the flat there, so that the thread goes in the right place. So that's where that comes off of. And then we have our check spring. And it's the last item to come off, and it's also the first item to go back on. So we're going to put it right back on right now. And we line it up so that this little tab right there, actually before we put it back, I was going to show you all the items. There they are. There's some other stuff too, a foot or something. But there they all are. There's the stud, the screw, and we can see quite clearly that it's got the stud that goes through, and it looks like something was hammered or well, whatever, it is what it is. And then there's the number dial with the holes that widget goes into. There's this washer that when it points towards the sewer, that's the correct position. Then the beehive spring, and the plus minus indicator with the crossbar where the pin hits it, and then the 3 discs with the 1 disc that is flat on both sides, and then the other 2 are curved so that it guides the thread down to where it needs to go between the discs. And then of course we have the wonderful check spring. And just to point out that the check spring also has a little tab that lines up with that horizontal slot on the stud. So I'm just going to quickly put these things back now. Okay, first the check spring. Yabba dabba doo. And we do see the little turned end, which aligns with the stud, and that's the position we want that spring on, just like that. Next are the 3 discs. The disc that is flat on both sides, it goes in the middle, and it is sandwiched between the 2 curved discs, which are curved to guide the thread down between the discs. Then we have the plus minus indicator with the crossbar where the pin releases or tightens everything. After that we have the beehive spring like that. Then the lock washer with the curved tab which points toward the sewer. Then the number dial is really beat up, and I put it up there like around 09, right like that. And then I have to press that number dial in against the beehive spring so that there's enough space and looseness to get the screw on, the stud. So there we have it, and that will have to be set more like that. Yes, that feels like it's loosening and tightening. That was from a message, a query from a lady in South Africa. And it just happened that I had everything right here because I was going to be doing another bit of a film on this machine. And so I thought, you know what, get one up quick. I can't handle requests, especially not, on a daily basis. Or mention to you, say to you, strongly suggest to you, have fun. Keep safe. Adios, amigos.